with poi, with tank.
Actually, go into the light.
Light.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. To create the illusion of lines in your spinning, there are different methods. The first method we went over today was taking this moment where two poi head come together and changing the angle of the symmetry. And what that does, or how you go about doing that, is you feel this downbeat. And you move the downbeat, instead of going straight down, you move it a little bit to an angle. Then you start to work it out to the side. And that gives you the freedom to manipulate the line that you create when two poi head come together and do it in any angle. And we went over that with using one poi as a point of reference and using an anti-spin flower to go up, across, down, and pendulum. And also a triquetra to do up, down, and pendulum. And that was a square inscribed, or a circle inscribed in a square, and then a circle inscribed in a triangle. We also did taking polar patterns, a pattern that has a symmetry in one plane, or along one axis, but not along the other, or not the same symmetry. It's not all four of the same. And choosing to move, say, a pedal from here and here to a diagonal, or the opposite diagonal. We also went over different ways to make your anti-spin more angular, which the two methods are moving your hand at the point of anti-spin, which isolates the poi head and makes more of a square, and also pointing in the direction that you're doing each pedal, and that creates more of a curve and then a hard point, and a curve and a hard point.
And was that one of those, the head stall thing?
Which head stall thing?
Or the head isolation, rather?
I don't remember.
Remember when you're isolating the head? I guess that was one of the things. That's another way to look at it, right?
This one isolates the head, and then pointing isolates actually a little bit of a line at the end of each. We also looked at caps and thought about taking the pedal that meets here and breaking it apart, so you create either both diagonals or choose to do your caps along a diagonal line. And at the end here, I just went over, you can choose to accentuate this line any way you want. You can just, keeping the frame of reference, pointing along the lines in different ways. So here we have the head, poi head meeting along this diagonal line, and then you can also say stall along that line, or stall and then literally just keep this arm along the line, and your pattern will continue to have the illusion of that line. We also did so accentuating that outward point in a cap, and then using this poi head head-to-head illusion in a spin flower to connect with anti-spin, spin, spin, anti-spin, spin, spin, anti-spin, spin, spin, anti-spin. And that the illusion of little segments of line go outward, inward, inward, outward, inward, inward, outward, inward, inward, outward. also talked about using pendulums to draw lines, also in 1.5. I don't really remember what else we covered.
Do that double pendulum stall thing?
There's also, so you freeze them both at each other's hands, and each poi head draws a diagonal line this way and this way. And then you can also do them without changing which hand is on top.
Super pattern.
But at the same time, I'm kind of like
opposite direction.
I think that's it.
Okay, cool.